Hi guys, it's Saturday afternoon. I've been fiddling around with that Mazda 2 and we've had a prime example here of the problem with selling cheap cars. In between fixing the car, I've been answering messages from a lady messaging me on Marketplace. Guys, I have the same thing with men as well as I do with ladies, so there's nothing about ladies, by the way, before anybody jumps in on that. I thought you'd want to see this and share it. This is the challenge you have selling cheap cars and the mindset towards it. So we have this message come through. Do you have anything for around £1,000? And I often get this kind of message, and I reply with the honesty, which is that I can't retail something for £1,000 and make any money out of it, because if I'm going to send it out the door in any way that I'm happy with it, with warranty and with checks and all this kind of stuff, I can't make money at £1,000. So I reply, hi, sorry, it's pretty much impossible for us to buy, prepare and warranty a car for £1,000. I mean, bear in mind, it cost me 150 quid to get most cars to me in the first place. We can only, sorry for my fat fingers here, basically I was saying we can only sell trade at that price, and that's before preparation. But then I say we do have a lovely metallic 2000, it should be 2008, Mazda 2 1.35 door with a 10-month MOT and a fresh service for £40.95, because I'm sticking a service on it. I now know after messages that I'm going to be sticking a sump on it, and obviously I've done all the body work as well. So I'm not a million miles off what she's asking for. 2008 car, £14.95. She said, but you did have a lovely Chevrolet for £9.95 a few weeks ago, didn't you? Now that's true, I did. I had that little Chevy Matiz that I had for ages that wouldn't shift, that I ended up sticking on eBay for £9.95. Sticking on eBay with the winning bid, and a subscriber bought that car. But the subscriber bought that car knowing it had no warranty, no guarantees, any of the things that I would have sold. If I wanted to sell it with any of those things, it'd have been £14.95. So basically I replied, that was a trade sale with no warranty, as the car had issues, which it did. We know that it had a slightly funny feel to the brake pedal, I think, which was something that the person that bought it knew about. They're very clear about it, and that's why they got it at that cheap price. She asked for credit as well, didn't she? So I had to say no, we can't do credit. I mean, how, I don't know, £1,000. I presume she didn't mean on a £1,000 car, because flipping out, you can't be doing credit on £1,000 cars. So here we go. She says, oh, well, OSE, well, I'm looking for a car that won't keep braking. I've had several and they've all been white elephants. I'm not familiar with that phrase, white elephants, in conjunction with bad cars. I've not come across that before. But obviously she's been buying cheap cars and they keep braking. So she's in a circle of continuing to look for cheap cars that will continue to brake because they're cheap. There's no way of avoiding that. So I've replied, unfortunately, no one can sell you a car at £1,000 that won't need work. At that price point, cars are near end of life in terms of wear and tear. You may be considering using £1,000 as a down payment on a lease, and then make monthly payments on a new car, as they can be as little as £100 a month. Now, I'm not being patronising on any of these things here, guys. This is genuine. If you've got £1,000, and you were talking about being able to do finance as well, and you want no bills whatsoever, other than tyres and fuel, then you want to lease a car. Go and lease a car, because then it's got a manufacturer's warranty on it, and you've also got to come back on the lease company. £1,000 down, you can get them for less than £1,000 down. You get them for like £100 down, and then £100 a month, and you'll get a Super Mini, and it will be guaranteed by the manufacturer and all those kind of things, and you aren't going to get the bills that you're worrying about at the moment. So this wasn't me being sarcastic. This is genuinely me saying that's what I think you need to do at this price point, because you can't keep buying cheap cars at £1,000 and hope you aren't going to have to fix stuff on them. She says, thank you so much. Just out of curiosity, how much would it be for how much would a decent reliable car cost? God, what an open question that is. How much is a decent reliable car? Again, a decent reliable car is as much as it costs you to get into a brand new car. That's how much a decent reliable car is, to be honest. That's a short answer. If you want a decent reliable car, go and buy a brand new one, because it's somebody else's problem if it goes wrong. So I thought, well, in my experience, if you want to avoid bills, a Hyundai, a Nissan or a Kia from 2012 onwards give little but not no, note I say a little but not no, odds of repair bills within a year of ownership, e.g. until the next MOT. So what I mean here is that if you buy one of those with a fresh ticket on it, then it's unlikely you're going to have to spend money on it until the next MOT. And I said that would be around circa £3,000. But in reality, only something 5 years or younger is likely to have no bills bar maintenance, and you need about 8 grand for that, 8 plus really. So then I point out that we do have a 2018 Dacia Sandero with 45,000 miles for only 5,695, which is in that sub 5 year range. So I know the Dacia 2018, 45,000 miles on, only just come out of manufacturer's warranty. Likelihood is that car isn't going to cost her anything other than tyres and fuel. And I'm going to be sending out with a good, probably 12-month warranty on that one. So, you know, that's the kind of price range she needs to be at. I did put, there are many examples of people buying £1,000 cars that never cost them anything more than tyres and brakes, but that's blind luck, not something anyone can guarantee. Guys, even with my experience, I couldn't go and choose a car for £1,000 and know that I'm not going to have bills on it. No one can sell you a car at £1,000 and tell you you're not going to have bills. There'll always be somebody that say, I bought this car for 500 quid, I bought this car for £1,000, and it's never cost me a penny, it's never cost me anything. Blah-de-blah-de blah blah. But that was blind luck, guys. That was nothing to do with their skill. That was absolute blind luck, and possibly due to low mileage they do as well. Most of those stories, when I start asking questions, it's never cost me anything other than the MOTs. You know, when you ask about the MOTs, they've replaced exhausts, they've replaced brakes, and even sometimes they've had a bit of welding done. So when they say it's never cost me anything, it's very rarely the case. So you just can't say what a decent, reliable car is at £1,000. So then she says, well, I could probably go to 1,700. So despite all of the advice that she's asked me for in terms of having a car that's not going to cost her anything bills-wise, and I've told her what she's going to have to spend to avoid it bill-wise, she says, I could probably go to 1,700. So what we know now about this person is they're going to stretch themselves to 1,700, but then still want a car that doesn't have any bills whatsoever. If I sold her one for £1,700 and it cost anything within 12 months, I'd probably have my name slated everywhere for selling an unreliable car. And this is the challenge you have selling cheap cars. I have replied and said we've got a 2010 Hyundai i20 at 1995, a 2008 Hyundai i10 at 1495, a 2008 Mazda at 1495, and the Punto, which I think at £1,700 is probably the best car that's least likely to have any bills, because it's only got 75,000 miles. It went through that MOT without a single advisory, didn't it? So that would be my recommendation for her. But I've had no reply back about that car, other than can you send me a picture of it? And I've sent this a link for the car. But do I even want to sell this person a car? That's the question, isn't it? Yeah, comment below. Would you even sell this person a car if their expectation is they've got themselves in a circle where they keep buying cheap cars and they keep breaking and they think it's the fault of the car, not the fact they've bought an old car for £1,000? When they're given the advice that the only way to avoid bills is to spend at least £5,000 plus, they then still carry on looking at cars at £1,500. I don't see that they're going to lose that expectation that the car shouldn't break. So this is the challenge you have, and a lot of you guys say this in my comments of selling cheap cars, is that I don't want to send anything out that's going to break down, but the reality is I'm charging £1,400 and £1,700, sub £2,000 for cars. You see the amount of prep I go through them, but there could still be stuff that goes wrong with them, guys, because they're an old car. That's the way it is. They are end-of-life cars that you're eking out another year out of every time you get them for an MOT. And people want to slate dealers, but what dealer can sell you a car? I mean, the initial question was, for £1,000, tell me below what a dealer can sell you for £1,000 that they can make money on and guarantee it isn't going to have any bills. The problem with the car dealers is not necessarily car dealers, but the expectation of car buyers at that price point. Anyway, thought that one might interest you guys. Catch you again later.